A very good evening and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Newsfirst Weekend, coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudarnayaka. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
2 killed and 18 hospitalized during a program purportedly organized to heal people in Horopatana. Consumer Affairs Authority says the price of wheat flour cannot be increased without its approval. The results of the closest school is the best school project.
පාවිච්චි කරන ලද ගොඩනැගිල්ලක් තමයි මේ වෙනකොට මේ විවෘත කරන්න කටයුතු කරලා සූදානම් කරලා තියෙන්නේ.
මේ වෙනකොට අලුත් වැඩියා කටයුතු කරගෙන යනවා. ප්ලාස්ටර් දාලා විපරුම්තාන වහනවා.
SLFP and SLPP clash on the selection of a symbol for the election.
ඒ නිසා අපි දෙගොල්ලොම එකතු වෙලා මොකක් හරි ලාංඡනයක් දාමු. ඉතින් මට නම් එකක වෙන්න බෑ.
Another revelation by MP Vimal Veeravansa about the suspicious visits of US nationals. A plan to bring a new monetary act that curtails the powers of the central bank. Tense situation during the annual Dalada Perahera of the Kotte Rajamaha Viharaya. 17 injured.
And now the stories in detail. 2 people died and 18 others were hospitalized during a program set to heal the sick that was conducted at the grounds of the Horopatana Ruwanmalla Madhya Mahavidyalaya today. According to police, the people died due to exposure to extreme heat. This program set to heal the sick with spiritual powers was scheduled to be conducted overnight until this morning. Many people suffering from various diseases had attended this program from across the island. The attendees were informed of the program via social media. However, during the program, 20 patients whose conditions were aggravated by the extreme heat were admitted to the Horopatana Regional Hospital. Sources said that 2 of the patients whose conditions were worsened during the program had already passed away when they were admitted to the hospital. The deceased are 38 and 80-year-old residents of Kalutara and Gaul. 9 of the 18 patients in critical condition were admitted to the Horopatana Hospital were transferred to the Anuradhapura Hospital for further treatment.
When an incident like this takes place, we seek the advice of the judicial medical officer and conduct a post-mortem examination. Other than that, 2 to 3 of the patients admitted to the hospital seem to be in critical condition. The reason for this is that these people were kept under the hot sun while they were suffering from other ailments. Some of them were kidney patients. So because of that, we are hoping to find the details on this through our investigative unit and the JMO. The message we would like to give the general public is, do not go for this sort of programs that do not have a scientific basis. Instead, consult a doctor and seek proper medical treatment. That is the advice I can give. A statement has been recorded by the person said to have conducted the program. An investigation has been launched into the incident under an assistant superintendent of police. Legal action in the future on the death of the 2 people will be taken based on the post-mortem report.
An elephant parading the streets during the annual Dalada Perahera of the Sri Lanka Kotte Rajamaha Viharaya ran amok during the Perahera last night.
The 119th annual Dalada Perahera of the Sri Lanka Kotte Rajamaha Viharaya paraded the streets yesterday. An elephant parading in the Perahera ran amok a few moments after the Perahera began. Seventeen people, including 13 women, were injured in the incident. They were admitted to the National Hospital, the Kalubowila Hospital and the Sri Lanka Hospital. 16 of them have been discharged from the hospital following treatment.
අතන ආරියාකුලා පුණා ඊට පස්සේ මේ ළමයි ටික දුවගෙන එන අපේ පුතා හිටියා පෙරහැර පොලේ මේ වේවැල් නැටුවේ දුවගෙන එනකොට මේ ආලියා අතන මේ බස් එක නිලම කෙනෙක් ආලියා බිමට පෙරලා වැට්ටුවා.
අපි නැගිටලා දිව්වා. ඒ ගිහිල්ලා නැවත ආයි ඉස්සරහට එනකොට ඇත්තා ඉන්න අපේ ගේ ගාව. ෂොක් එකක් වගේ තමයි මේ සිදුවීම.
අලිය ඉතින් අපි ඉස්සර ගොලප්පුනේ පන්ස පෙරහැර යන අලියා ගපාට උන් බෙද්ද ගන්න පැත්තට හරුණා අනිත් පැත්තට හරුණා කන්ද අලියා කෑ ගහගෙන ඊට පස්සේ අපි මං එච්චරයි දැක්කේ මගේ දරුවෝ තුන් දෙනා නම් මං එසෙන ගස්සෙන් දුවගෙන ආවා.
The Consumer Affairs Authority said that legal steps were taken against 50 traders who sold wheat flour at higher prices. The raids unit of the authority said that these traders were identified in island-wide raids conducted yesterday. Companies took steps to increase the price of wheat flour by 5 rupees starting from the 6th of this month. With this increase, the price of 450-gram loaf of bread was also increased by 2 rupees. Many people, including estate workers accustomed to consuming food items prepared using flour, have been severely affected by the sudden price increase.
Last month they increased the price by 8 rupees. This month they increased another 5 rupees. Our children do not have food to eat. We have become beggars. When we buy 2-3 kilograms from the market, all the money we own is over. The people in the house only eat about 6 to 7 rotis. How can we live like this? Either they must increase our salary or reduce the cost of living. We spend most of our money on wheat flour. We eat roti. We do not eat food like biryani. The people who have money eat those, but we do not have money. We eat roti like beggars and give the same food to our children. We want the prices of flour to be reduced.
The Consumer Affairs Authority says that the price of wheat flour that has been named as an essential food item cannot be increased without prior approval of the authority. The Consumer Affairs Authority pointed out that therefore the maximum price of a kilogram of wheat flour can be sold at 87 rupees.
This loaf of bread is sold to us at a price increased by 2 rupees. The Consumer Affairs Authority is conducting raids. When this bread is increased by 2 rupees, how is the restaurant owner going to cover the losses suffered? They are finding traders who sell flour at high prices. Who increased these prices? The company increased the prices. Do not do such cheap things. If you do not have the backbone to act against these companies, do not act in such a cheap manner. They fined innocent people and collected a sum of 90 million rupees last year. I would like to ask the government and the relevant companies to hold discussions and resolve this issue. Do not inconvenience our bakery owners and the general public. This is a joke. Every time after the prices of flour is increased, they conduct raids and say that they are filing legal action, and they fool the people. In the end, the people purchase bread at a higher price and we purchase flour at a higher price. Last week, even after releasing $75 million into the market, they could not stop the rupee from falling. The rupee rose to 182 rupees against the dollar. As a result of this, the price of flour increased by 5 rupees and 50 cents. The Consumer Affairs Authority cannot set a controlled price lower than the world market price. When that is done, that industry gets completely destroyed. This is what has happened to PETA today.
500 projects under the Langama Pasala, Hondama Pasala, or the closest school is the best school concept, will be vested with the students tomorrow. However, parents allege that a number of such buildings which are to be vested with the students under the auspices of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe are already being used by the students.
The Ministry of Education said that 500 new projects incurring a cost of 10,000 million rupees were launched. The building at the Mahavelikama Primary School in Serunura Kantale, which is to be vested with the students, has been constructed 3 years ago. Parents charge that this building is already being used by the students. Due to the poor standards under which the building was constructed, workers are now covering the cracks that have started to appear on the walls for the reopening tomorrow. Due to the sudden renovation activities, classes where academic activities have been carried out for over 2 years were removed.
බිම් මට්ටම දක්වා 18 පොලක් පුපුරලා ගිහිලා තියෙනවා. පාවිච්චි කරන ලද ගොඩනැගිල්ලක් තමයි මේ වෙනකොට මේ විවෘත කරන්න කටයුතු සූදානම් කරලා තියෙන්නේ.
මීට වසර 2-3කට කලින් ඉදි කරපු ගොඩනැගිල්ලක් විවෘත කරන්නට යනවා කියලා ආරංචි වුණා. මේ වෙනකොට අලුත් වැඩියා කටයුතු කරගෙන යනවා. ප්ලාස්ටර් දාලා පිපුරුම් තාන වහනවා.
Is covering cracks on building already constructed integrated to these 500 projects. The Mahanama Vidyalaya in Tirupani and Radhapura is another project to be opened tomorrow under these 500 projects. Although a playground, canteen, a staff room and other constructions are included in this project, parents allege that these constructions are a threat to the lives of the students.
ක්‍රීඩා පිටියේ කානුවයි ක්‍රීඩා පිටියේ අතර උස අඩි 6ක් 7ක් වගේ තියෙනවා. හදිසියවත් ළමයෙක් මේකට වැටුනොත් ළමයාගේ ජීවිත හානි වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
කැන්ටින් එකට අනිත් විවෘත කරන්න තියෙන එක දැන් තමයි ඒක හදන්නේ. ටීචර්ස් ක්වාටර්ස් එකත් එහෙමයි. හරියට දොරවල් සීල් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ තත්ත්වය යටතේ මේවා විවෘත කරලා දරුවෙකුට මොකක් හරි අනතුරක් සිද්ධ වුණොත් ඒක සම්පූර්ණම ඒ අදාළ බලධාරීන් විසින් බාරගත යුතුමයි.
මේකම මෙගා විවෘත කිරීම තමයි මේ කරන්නේ.
They are going to have a mega opening. Declaring this open is a complete waste of public funds. These are clearly for political projects that have been launched for the presidential election. This is completely wrong. Already some of the buildings in this school have not been fully constructed. They are merely setting these up. This poses a grave risk to the children. Some of the buildings in the school are supposed to be 3 stories high. Even the foundation stone was laid for a 3-story building, but they only have built 2 floors. What is this joke? Who wants to declare this open so fast? We see this as a propaganda campaign of the government to boost certain people's images. Parents in Hatton and Valapane have been informed that it is mandatory for 2 people to participate in this event. What is this done for? Why are they forcibly bringing people here? When the mother and the father of the estate workers come here, they do not even have rupees 500 to live on. When both of them come, who pays their daily wage? They had put up digital boards and put up banners all over the road. This government of good governance came into power to stop all of this.
Although the closest school is the best school project is a beautiful concept, is this how the parents and the children have been forced to reap the benefits of it?
Plans have been made to bring in a new act for the central bank and monetary law. Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Dr. Nandalal Veerasinha, speaking to Newsfirst, said that according to the new act, the central bank will be barred from printing new notes to help the government to breach the budget deficit, and that it has also been proposed to remove the Secretary of the Treasury from the Monetary Board. Meanwhile, Economic Investigative Unit of the opposition convened a media briefing in Colombo today.
These days, there are attempts to completely change the power of the central bank to issue currency notes and amend the 1949 Monetary Act. It is not only the government, but the chairman of the Committee on Public Accounts, M.A. Sumandiran, who is also in on this attempt. The fiscal policy will be abandoned. The Ministry of Finance will be chased out of the central bank. In the cabinet decision, the president has clearly stated that these amendments to the monetary law must be done after the proposals are considered by a committee of experts. These amendments were to be done based on this committee report. That is exactly what they don't do. Is Sumandiran an economic expert? If this is amended according to the whims and fancies of politicians, now you know the history of the country and the central bank bond scam. The Prime Minister gave direct advice to the Governor of the Central Bank to stop the hybrid system and issue the bonds on auctions alone. It is according to this advice that the Governor of the Central Bank walked in and used his political powers to conduct this bond scam. So under a situation where the Monetary Act is amended to a point where it is only implementing the fiscal policy, they get the opportunity to rob the provident funds.
The third phase of Enterprise Sri Lanka exhibition aimed at building entrepreneurs got underway in Jaffna yesterday.
The exhibition that commenced under the auspices of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday will continue until the 10th of this month from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Several MPs representing the Tamil National Alliance attended the inauguration ceremony where Sri Lanka enterprise loans were also awarded.
Reconciliation must be there for a country to be developed. We are implementing mechanisms to inquire into the incidents that took place in the country. With the intervention of the Prime Minister, we have been able to provide 6,000 rupees for those who went missing and those who have been given the certificate of absence. This will not only apply to those who went missing during the war. We will implement this on those who went missing in the south. We will also implement the Truth Commission. We have now got the chance to ensure development and reconciliation in the country. This government has taken many steps since 2015. But there's one program we couldn't do. We couldn't bring a new constitution due to the lack of a majority in parliament. This includes the abolishment of the executive presidency and devolution of powers in the provincial councils. Although we couldn't work on the constitution, we have reached an agreement about the power devolution. As the chairman, I have made the report with everyone's consent. We are committed to implement those proposals. I believe that we will be more united during the next parliament.
Meanwhile, this is the manner in which a youth in the audience voiced his preference to Minister Sajith Premadasa as the presidential candidate.
This event will roll out for next 4 days, where you will be able to witness the initiatives that have been implemented to develop the nation and help people to raise.
General Secretary of the Tamil National People's Front, parliamentarian Selvarasa Gajendran, expressed these views on the statements made by the Prime Minister at a media briefing held in Bulletin today.
When they presented a no-confidence motion against him with regard to the bond scam, he had a majority. When Mahinda Rajapaksa was made Prime Minister, then also he had a majority. At times when a budget needed passing, together with the Tamil parties he could show a majority. But in order to combine the North and the East, to solve the problems of the people, to provide solutions, he does not have a majority. It is just an act. It is clear that he is trying to fool the Tamil people and get their support. The 272nd and 273rd model villages built under the Samata Sevana Yalipibidana Udagaman project were vested with the public today under the auspices of Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Minister Sajith Premadasa. These villages, built in the Lunugambehera area in the Hambantota district, have been named Silsuwadagama and Siyamithrugama. A total of 85 houses have been built in the two villages. Many events including distribution of deeds for houses, spectacles and housing loans for low-income families took place at the event under the auspices of Minister Sajith Premadasa. At this very moment that I am speaking, cold storage facilities that can store over 6,000 metric tons of goods are being built in the Dambulla area to store excess stocks of vegetable produce. When there is an excess of produce, it can be stored. In these special storage facilities, hydro levels are controlled, and when the produce is stored in these facilities, it can last for a longer time, and at the same time, the quality of the products will remain unchanged. We are the ones who initiated the agrarian cold storage facilities concept. Accordingly, 25 such storage facilities will be built at district levels in Sri Lanka. The farmer will not be helpless as the price for their produce will not go down. The farmers will no longer be compelled to destroy their own produce. We hope to not only provide for the local demand, but be an international supplier from our very own villages.
Let's now take a look at views expressed by both the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana about the talks that are underway between the two parties on forming an alliance.
Dayasiri Jayasekara wants to do something that even Maithripala Sirisena doesn't want. I don't know whether his intention is to be the presidential candidate of the SLFP at the next presidential election. From what we can see is that Dayasiri Jayasekara made several statements and did various things while the discussions between the SLFP and SLPP are ongoing. I speak on behalf of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. When I do so, some people might get hurt. I mean, whenever there was an alliance, the main party did not go with its symbol. We say we can select any symbol other than the flower bud, because the members of the flower bud cannot ask for the votes of the SLFP supporters with that symbol. Within the villages, there are minor issues. At the same time, we cannot ask those who support the flower bud to vote for the hand symbol of the SLFP. Therefore, we must get together and come up with another symbol. We can choose the beetle leaf because the Muslim and Tamil voters prefer the beetle leaf. Therefore, I think it will be successful. If it doesn't, then there is no other alternative. We will have to contest separately under the SLFP banner. The people of this country accepted the flower bud amidst various criticisms and insults. From Point Pedro to Point Dondra, the flower bud received a massive 81,000 votes from the people of Homagama. then can I say that if there is another symbol there will be more votes? No, I cannot. As the electorate organizer of Home Agama, I cannot agree to this. They are telling us to abandon the symbol that gained 81,000 and 51,000 votes and go for another. I cannot agree to it, and I don't think anyone in the party would agree either.
කොමකම ආසනයේ සංවිධායකයව ඉතින් මට නම් එකක වෙන්න බෑ. මං හිතන්නේ අපේ පක්ෂේ කවුරුත් එහෙම එකඟ වෙනවා.
The third national convention of the National Freedom Front was held at the Premadasa Indoor Stadium today. The event was held under the auspices of the presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
The event began with the arrival of Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The event was also attended by Basil Rajapaksa and party leaders who support the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. A proposal to pledge the support of the National Freedom Front led by Vimal Weerawansa was also approved at the convention. A number of proposals on developing the economy and protecting national assets were handed over to Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
ලෝක බැංකුව ජාත්‍යන්තර මුල්‍ය අරමුදල වැනි සංවිධානවල
Any government that acts on the advice of international organizations such as the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund cannot safeguard the economy of their country. Under our government, when we are developing our economy, we must open up our country to the world. But when we open up the country like that, we would also like to state that we will strengthen the economy of the country through a program that protects the local industries and our farmers.
මුල්තැන දෙන දේශීය කෘෂිකර්මාන්තය ආරක්ෂා කරන වැඩපිළිවෙලක් හරහා අපි ආර්ථිකය ශක්තිමත් කරනවායි කියන බවත් මේ අවස්ථාවේදී සාතික කරන්නට කැමැතියි.
Leader of the opposition, Mahinda Rajapaksa, attended the event after Gotabaya Rajapaksa had left the premises.
වතු කරේ පඩි වැඩි කරන්න බෑ. පාංගෙඩිය වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ ආණ්ඩුවට.
This government cannot increase the salary of estate workers, but they can increase the prices of bread. That is the situation of the government today.
කොල්ල කනකොට බැංකුව මංකොල්ල කන්න මාස දෙකක් ගියේ නෑ. හැබැයි අපි පැහැදිලිව කියනවා
It didn't take this government even 2 months to rob the central bank. But we clearly state that we will definitely bring those thieves who broke into the central bank before courts. But Ranil Wickremesinghe says that he has developed the country so much and the people cannot see it. It is like the clothes of the king. I just remembered as to how Ranil would be if he too lost his clothes like the king.
රජුරුවන්ගේ රෙද්ද මට නිකන් මතක් වුණා එකපාරට රජුරුවන්ගේ රෙද්ද නැතුව හිටියනම් කොහොම වෙයිද කියලා රණි.
තුකේ දවස්වල මම අනාවරණය කළා ඇමරිකානු ආරක්ෂක හමුදා ප්‍රධානීන් 6-7 දෙනෙක් එනවා හිල්ටන් හෝටලයට. බෑග් 6ක් තියෙනවා පරීක්ෂා කරන්න හදනවා.
Recently I revealed that 6 to 7 heads of the American military arrived in the island. 6 to 7 of them come to the Hilton Hotel. There are 6 bags to be checked. They try to check these bags using laser technology, but they won't allow them to check it. A vehicle comes from the American embassy. These bags that were not allowed to be scanned were taken to the American embassy. The embassy said that such an incident took place, but the issue there is a communication issue. They don't answer on what happened to the bags. What were inside these bags? Are they the equipment needed for another attack from Zahran? The creators of IS are trying to create another Zahran in the country. We have a justifiable right to think that they are doing that. American aircrafts are entering the country without any checks from customs. They did not allow their bags to be checked at the Hilton as well. That is where the risk is compounded. Today this country has been turned into a state that allows the imperialists from the West to do whatever they want. This is a country that has signed the AXA agreement and allowed foreign militaries to enter the country during an emergency. A country that has a ship of the 7th Fleet anchored off the Trincomalee harbour. They look at how this country can be turned into another Syria or Libya. You and I are in this fight to save this country from that.
ඒ නිසා මේක තව ලිබියාවක් සිරියාවක් කරන්න කුරුමානන් අල්ලමින් ඉන්න රටක්. ඒ ඉරණමෙන් මේ රට බේරගන්න සටනේ තමයි තමුන්නාන්සලා අපි ඉන්නේ.
Let's now have a run-through of some of the issues that caught the attention of the country in the recent past.
It has been a considerable amount of time since the issue surrounding the illegal importation of garbage was revealed. Details of 3 companies that had been involved in the importation of garbage emerge. Haley's Free Zone Limited, Ceylon Metal Processing Corporation Limited, ETL Colombo Private Limited. It has now been 2 months since the garbage matter has been revealed to the public. What steps have the authorities taken? When will those who have committed crimes against this country be arrested? The move to import 20,000 heifers without a proper analysis or any technical basis destroyed the animal resource industry in the country. Dairy farmers who have been put into difficulty because of these unsuccessful projects are yet to be compensated as well. When will the law be implemented on the corrupt officials who imported the heifers?
Another operation of the 10th phase of the Diyakawa military exercises were conducted today. The exercises were centered around the dam of the Victoria Reservoir.
Over 2,000 military personnel from the Tri-Forces are participating in the Diyakawa military exercises organized for the 10th time. (2,400 Sri Lanka Army soldiers, 400 Navy personnel and 200 soldiers from the Air Force are taking part in this exercise. Personnel from the Commando Regiment, the Special Task Force, the Air Mobile Brigade and the Mechanized Infantry Regiment also took part in the operations. Military personnel from 10 foreign countries also participated in the exercises. The strength of the Sri Lanka Army to defend the strategic location of Sri Lanka from a terrorist attack was displayed during the exercises.
Today you witness here how commando troops captured a high value target which was taken by enemy. In future we are going to, this is the second mission we conducted. There's another 8 missions to have to conduct.
And in sports news, the Sri Jawaharlal University emerged victorious in the Inter-University Games for 2019, claiming the shield for overall winners. The runners-up position was claimed by the University of Colombo.
The 2019 Inter-University Games were hosted by the University of Sabaragamuwa. The University of Sri Jayawardenepura recorded a total of 359 points. The final trophy presentation was graced by former Sri Lanka Test captain Kumar Sangakkara.
For far too long we have used words like minorities. We have tried to divide each other by ethnicity and religion. But look at each other. Do you see a difference? Do you notice anything unusual? Or do they look like yourself? For they also carry the same hopes, same dreams, same aspirations, same ambitions. Forget the words that divide you. So smile, be happy, talk to each other. Whether you speak the language or not, try and connect. Open your hearts, open your minds. Live life without fear of your neighbor. Live life to the fullest, enjoy it, celebrate it, but celebrate it together. When you do, you become great, society becomes great, and Sri Lanka becomes great.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Weekend Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night.